Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Brandon. Welcome to On Air with Brandon J. I'm joined by a special guest today, national recording artist True Istina. True Istina, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. You got a new single. The word is like, how exciting is that? It just dropped what, last week?
Yes, I'm so excited. It's been something I've been working for so long, and I'm so excited it's finally out because I've been hearing it for years, but now everyone else gets to hear it and they're like hearing it for the first time. So it's amazing.
How did you come up with the title, The Word Is?
Honestly, I think it was just I was looking at relationships and I'm like, how do I even describe this? And that was something about the song. I'm like, this is when I realized, like, some relationships I was in were not healthy at all. And I'm like, this is truly like the meaning in the relationship has changed. It's changed a lot. So the words have changed for what describes it. Like before it was like, happy and joyful and beautiful and things change for sure. So I think that's why I came up with this kind of title because you can describe a relationship in a lot of different ways, but the definition can change.
Yeah, for sure. Who are some of your influences? Like let's rewind before all of these singles dropped and all this great stuff you got going on. But like when you were growing up, like who were some of your influences of what's helped shape your sound of what it is today?
Ooh, growing up. Okay, so I've always been a huge Carrie Underwood fan. Huge Carrie Underwood fan. I've been to her concerts. For my eighth birthday, I got a VIP pass to go see her in Wisconsin. Like, I've always loved her so much, and I have like all her albums. Like, I've just always loved her music, and she's an incredible singer. But like, I've also had people like Pentatonics. I loved listening to them growing up, especially because I love harmonizing and I love adding that to my own music. So that's something I've always enjoyed. And then like Celtic Woman. I've loved Four Seasons. Like that song I used to
Mhm.
play every night before I went to bed. So I probably have it memorized.
How did you get to a point where you discovered like, hey, I can actually do this and like go all the way with music?
Well, honestly, I started as a singer. So I've been singing since I was two, and that's really
Wow.
what I've always been like. Me and my family, we've always been singers. But the songwriting stuff honestly came as a surprise, to be honest. It was something that just kind of fell in my lap. I always wrote like little songs, like even when I was younger. But, it wasn't real. They weren't very good. I'll be honest, they were not very good.
Well, I think I
But when I
think to answer that, to add on to what you just said, like it's really tough to write a great song when a person hasn't really experienced a lot, right? Because that's what we write about, the experiences and how others can relate to them.
Yes, and I think that I've I've had a lot of different experiences in my life. Like I'm just now turning 20, but I've experienced a lot of stuff for being 20. So that was one thing is like I started writing music to help myself. It was to help me get out of a dark place. It was to help me understand myself because I mean, I've been in counseling since I was so young and at some point it stopped working because like I felt like
Right.
I was just saying the same thing over and over again, but it wasn't making any sense and it wasn't helping me move forward. So I started songwriting, and that's really what this music is. And to be honest, I never was going to release these songs. This was so private. This was something just for me. And, but it helped me so much that I realized that if I wanted to do that for someone else, like just give them another chance, another day, another little bit of hope. Like I wanted to do that for someone.
For sure. No, I think that's great. I mean, I think anybody that writes music and has a good purpose and meaning behind it, I think that's what it's all about. And you mentioned, Carrie Underwood, and I got to see her live. Oh my goodness, we're going way back in time, right? We're going back to like the mid 2000s after she just won Idol, and she was on tour with Kenny Chesney opening up. And I'll never forget it because I didn't even know she was on stage, and I'm walking through looking at the different souvenirs, and all of a sudden I just hear this voice and I'm like, oh my God, she's on stage. I got to run back and go listen to her. And it was phenomenal. Like, it's one thing to see her on TV on Idol, but when you're actually there in the crowd, that's a whole different thing right there.
Yeah, she's an amazing performer. Like what she sounds like on the CDs is what she sounds like on stage. And that's something I strive for is that I want my music that you listen to be the same as my performance. I'm like, you're coming to see me because you like my voice, you like my
Right.
songs, then I'm gonna give it to you.
Now we're coming to see you because of Melodyne and Auto Tune.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, you're coming to see the microphone.
That's it.
That's not my
Auto
style.
tune already built into the mic, so we don't go flat on stage, all those good things. True Istina, let's talk about if there's an artist on your bucket list that you could
Ooh.
collaborate with, and male or female, doesn't have to just be female or male, it could be a mixture of both. Who would it be and why?
Ooh. Okay, can I pick a male and a female?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Well, definitely Carrie Underwood. But I mean, like that, whew, to live up to her, that takes some effort. That takes some work. That
That
takes
does
some
take a lot
years.
of work.
But like to work with her would be amazing because I've always looked
Yeah.
up to her and her artistry and everything she's built. Amazing. And then my guy would be Bruno Mars. I really look up to him. He is an amazing songwriter. I mean, he has hit after hit. And I always said he was not a B like list, but like more like underrated. Like you
Yeah.
knew his music, but you didn't know him. But he has so many hits. Like every single song he's put out is basically a hit. Like he is incredible. And the way he started of like, not even starting as an artist, but starting as a songwriter, like
Behind
he is
B.O.B. Yep.
incredible.
Yes.
Yes, he's
Yeah.
incredible. I love to work with him and see him in the studio and like really creating this art because his mind, oh my gosh, like Die with a Smile. I swear, I'm just like I'm blown away every time.
So you've been singing now. Okay, let's say you're 20, you've been singing since you were 2. So simple math, 18. You've been singing for 18 years. What have been the biggest things that you have seen or you have witnessed, I should say, change in the industry? Because there's been so many trends, but technology has been the leading catalyst in all of it. Like, what have you witnessed?
Ooh, for me, I think that I remember like the 2000s for sure. Like, it was very pop. We were
Yeah,
very like, girly. It was very like that was the style. Like everyone was trying to make those kind of songs. And now I feel like we kind of gotten into an era of like kind of like R&B inspiration, kind of going back to like the 90s or early 2000s. And we're kind of like blending that together. Me personally, I definitely take inspiration from it, but I like to mix like more genres than that. But I've noticed that that's something that like people are really drawn to right now in the industry.
well, you're right because like prime example, like you mentioned Bruno. So we're gonna just go here for a second. Bruno and Gaga, Lady Gaga with Die with a Smile, #1 on Billboard. I mean, it's amazing to see how he can make necessarily it's not that he disappears, but maybe he's in the studio working on a new album and things of that nature. And then he comes out with this just monster single with Gaga. And it's literally everything she puts her voice to from Abracadabra, the list goes. I mean, from the very beginning, right? Just Dance, so on and so forth, to see them collaborate together. And she does very well in these collabs with, what she did with Bradley Cooper, with The Star is Born and things like that. So it's just great to see these collaborations. And I have to agree with you. You're seeing a lot of these transitions, and I think real music is making a comeback.
Yes, I think slowly we're getting there. I think we very much had a digital age, especially during COVID. Like everything was digital just because we couldn't even be with each other. So like if that digital sound was super popular. But I
Yeah.
think now, yeah, we're starting to get back like, real instrumentation and like real singing and like, artists are expected to sing live again. Like that is so different than even just
Yeah.
a couple years ago.
How would you say that AI has been a benefit? Let's reword this, right? Has it been an advantage or a disadvantage for you?
Um, Honestly, I think it's both. I think as a songwriter, my main thing is like I'm coming from the heart. So AI has never like, benefited me in that way because like, you could write a song super easily using a formula. And like yes, it's probably popular, but it doesn't show who you are as an artist. It doesn't show your fans like, what you're about or anything. It really is just like the formula, which is definitely a thing. There is a formula to being an amazing pop song. But I think it's more important that like, AI is used as a tool.
For
And I think
sure.
like, definitely for like, like marketing strategies or stuff like that, like stuff that I'm not as, well versed in, that is stuff that like, maybe I'll look for a little bit of help with that or like a strategy or like base it off of that or build off of it too. So like that's something I definitely use with AI instead of like making it the art.
Did you get involved with the new trend with AI with like we could type in this prompt on ChatGPT to create your own action figure doll, like your own Barbie? Did you do it?
I didn't. I didn't even hear about that.
I'm gonna have to send
Whoa.
you the prompt because I actually played with it myself and I was like, I want to have it to where I'm like busting out of the package with the microphone, getting ready to interview.
Oh my gosh.
Too fun. I know that was random. What advice does True Istina have for those artists, those pursuing artists, not only artists, but songwriters out there trying to make a dent in the ever so changing music industry?
I have a couple things to say about this. I think that right now, to be honest, social media has oversaturated, musicians and singers and stuff like that. But if you're truly passionate about it, it will shine through eventually because that's what people are drawn to. It's definitely something that takes a lot more time when you don't have like a big backing or anything like that and you're really
Right.
building yourself up. It takes a lot more time, but you have to be patient with it. And you got to work towards it and you got to really put in that effort because if you slow down, I mean, you'll lose your chance and you don't want to do that to yourself. So it's really important to keep going even when the results are not like number one hit right away. I honestly would rather have a slow climb, but like, keep my integrity and keep earn my respect that like I'm
Yeah.
working hard at that. This is what I do. This is, I'm very passionate about this and showing people that instead of just being like, no, I want to be a star. I'm like, that doesn't do anything because, it's more important to connect with people with your art.
Well, I think it's short lived too, right? You can go on the trend wave of like, oh, I've got a hit song that takes off on TikTok, but then you're not able to do anything after. And I've seen that happen with so many artists.
Yeah, they
Crazy.
really don't talk about that anymore. Like they really don't show you that like these songs that are going viral on TikTok doesn't necessarily make them like the next big artist. It's
Right.
really hard. Second song is almost harder than the first song. Like once
Yeah.
you go viral, it's hard to keep that up. And like that's why I think some of the artists now like you're seeing is that they've been able to maintain like their popularity and really build off of it, but it's really difficult. It's like I'm an independent artist, so like when I'm like releasing music, I'm just putting out what I love because if I think about, oh, this is going to be a hit, that's going to be a hit, I would fall flat on my face.
Well, I think any artist would. I think that's what makes a real artist, being able to and there's only been a hand select few that have been able to literally reinvent themselves over the decades. And one of those artists, and I have to say this, and I know there's mixed reviews, but I don't care what I just speak whatever I'm thinking. Chris Brown is one of those artists. Like he has reinvented himself from the very beginning, even after all of the drama and controversy he's faced. Look, he just won Grammy for Residual. I mean, literally, it's very difficult to do that after you haven't had necessarily a hit record constantly being released on the charts to come back and say, "Here's a new album, guys," I've reinvented myself, and it's a brand new sound, but it's current, it's relevant, and you're gonna like it. That's hard to do.
Yes, absolutely. I think that a lot of artists like, really try to do that, but it's like the artists that really are gonna stand out and like gonna make it are the ones that make it past their prime.
Yeah,
It's like those ones that no longer have the hype, who've like slowly like, taken time off or like gone on tour for 2 years and come back and they're still able to make a difference and make like a stand in the industry. Those are the real artists that, will stand the test of time.
that is it. You've got exciting news today for us, today being Friday. Tell us about your news that you want to release to, I should say, announce to all of your fans.
Yes, well, my new single, The Word Is, came out April 4th, and my music video is dropping today, April 18th, and I'm so excited, as well as I have a short film coming out super soon, which I will tell you guys all about more later on this month, which I cannot wait for because this is really, honestly, this is like my rebranding because the last time I released my album was back in 2022. So it's been 3 years. And I can't even believe it's been that long, but I've been
Post
working on
COVID. Wow.
literally post COVID. So I've been working on this so hard and putting so much of myself into it that I'm so excited for everyone to see it. And I hope you guys all love it.
You see what she just did, everybody. She left us hanging because we have to tune in more to find out more info on the short film. So I'm looking forward to seeing and hearing all of the exciting stuff you got going on. And I want to just say this, right? We got connected through a mutual colleague of ours, Quadri El-Amin. What's it like working with Quadri?
I mean, I don't know. It just feels like everywhere I go with him, like everyone just knows him. It's
Yeah,
like, hey,
I've
Quadri,
known
hey,
him.
like all these people just randomly come up to him. I'm like, okay. It's just like everybody knows him in this industry. And it's crazy to be able to work with him. And like I went to NAMM with him a couple years ago and it was my first time going to NAMM. So I was so excited. And it was so much fun. And he's really like introduced me some amazing other artists who are truly passionate about what they do as well.
I've known Quadri. This is a true fact. I've known Quadri since 2009, and he's the same guy he was back then as he is to this very day.
Yes. That's the one thing. Like he's the same, whether you're on the phone, whether you see him on a good day, whether you see him on a bad day, he's the same.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. So, True Istina, where can your fans and all of the viewers that have not discovered you yet until today, where can they go follow you on social media?
Well, I'm on every platform with the new song, which is amazing. I can't even believe it. But yeah, it's on Spotify, it's on Apple Music, it's on YouTube, it's on everywhere you get your music. And then on social media, I am trueistina.official. So TrueIstina.official. And on YouTube, it's just True Istina.
And everybody, True Estina wants to surprise everyone. So we're going to play a snippet, a sneak peek of the music video that's airing today. The word is, and then right after you see the sneak peek of the video, we're going to take a break.
This is a World Trade Center bound E train. The next stop.
Yeah, I'm on the way. No, I'm not on my bed. I promise. I'm coming. I really am. No. I'm not in bed. I got dressed and I'm coming. I promise. Yeah, I'm on my way. I promise. I'll be there. Okay. Bye-bye.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Istina is true.
You be calling me up, I can't answer cause I don't know how this fight will end. I keep it casual, any deeper and you won't be a friend. My friend, you say you treat me like a friend, then you break all of your promises. Fight with me to no end, and I have to remind myself it's only when I try to get away that you come out to play. The word is toxic, it's not healthy. I don't know where else I should be. Don't know if this is the place for me.
Obviously not.
The word is tragic, cause I can't get away. I want to, but I feel left to stay. I can't figure out what's wrong with me. Your texts are taxing. La 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 la.
There is nothing, okay?
Yeah, sure. Keep telling yourself that.
Lose my number, so I called your bluff. Sorry, but it ain't smooth sail no more. That's the door. You say you're tired of us, but you're so greedy you cannot let go. Oh well, you say you treat me like a friend, and you break all cars at the stop sign. I'm not quite sure if this is right. Probably not. The word is immature. You act like a child sometimes, like you could push me off the cliff and I would fly. I don't know why you act like you're the good guy. Don't command and beat me like la 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 la.
Thank you, True Istina. We appreciate you being on the show today. And you know what? We're going to play your single right after the break. Thank you so much for being a special guest today.
Thank you for having me.
All right. We'll see you soon. Goodbye for now. For